He who owns the language owns the message. This is another in this series, my Take Back the Language series. It's very helpful because we do understand that the way we say things has way more impact than we realize. And if these shows are helping you, please like, subscribe, share with a friend or family member. And as always, I'd be so humbled if you'd find it in your heart to say a prayer for my ministry or contribute financially in the link below, buy me a coffee. So I was talking to a client recently, and she was wondering about how she should speak to her friends or her family members about her marriage. And she has children who are not living in the Catholic life in terms of marriage. They are living together. And she said, what should I say to them? And so one of the things that many people say to me when they have to defend their marriages, well, what I believe is marriage is between a man and a woman, or what I believe is that you can only be married once until the other one dies, or it's my opinion that. And I said, that's the broken record. Stop, right? When we say it's my opinion or I believe, we already have lost the battle because we then are making ourselves the experts in these conversations. Leaves lots of room for people to go, well, do I pick your side or do I pick another side? When you are speaking the truth of the faith, those words are not only useless, they will hurt the message. So as I was advising this particular client, I said, when you next speak to your children, instead of saying, it's my opinion that your father and I are still married, even though he divorced me, or it is my opinion that you guys are living in sin, I said, say to her, marriage is indissoluble. I'm still married. Or when people say, well, why are you still wearing your ring? Say, because I'm still married. And they'll say, but aren't you divorced? But marriage lasts until death. So again, when we take out those soft words, I believe, or opinion, it puts the truth forward in a way that makes people go, okay, it's truth. And at least it says, this isn't on me. If they're Catholic, you can point them to the catechism, you can point them to the church. But when we start speaking in a confident manner, we become much more believable because we are speaking truth. Of course, make sure you're speaking truth. So my marriage to your father hasn't ended because your father's still alive. We are married until death. Or you must get married because, or not you must get married, but you are not married, or you are living in sin. Not, I think you're living in sin, or it's wrong. So those cush words are, this is what's true, this is what's false, this is what's good, this is what's bad. So just taking out qualifiers or taking out soft words will help you be a better proponent of the faith, will be a better apologist for the faith, explaining, well, Jesus said this. And not, well, according to my preacher, or according to the Presbyterian faith, or according to this. No, Jesus says this. And then if they ask you, then it opens a door, who makes you the expert? I'm not the expert. God is. And you can say, well, here, let's go look. It'll give you an opportunity to go into the Bible, to go into the catechism, to go into the places that will at least start these conversations. I say to people frequently, don't worry about what Christine Bacon's opinion is. Well, who am I? I'm a sinner saved by grace, just like you are. You need to know God's opinion. And your confidence in phrasing it that way will get a lot more people thinking about it than they would if you were wishy-washy or soft. I'm not saying you're wishy-washy for saying, in my opinion, but you are soft. We need to be clear, loving, and direct. Speak the truth in love. Love is what? It's patient, it's kind, it's gentle. Well, it's not always gentle. Speak the truth in love. Don't be rude. Marriage is until death alone. What are some of the things that you've heard that you think could be said much more directly or taking out? What are some of the things now that you're questioning your own conversations or language? You're like, oh, you know what? that did make the kids think, or my neighbors think, or my siblings think that it was just my decision. Again, I'll just touch on this again. I get a lot of my standards that'll say, well, I'm still wearing my ring because in the eyes of God, I'm still married. Well, again, that qualifies it as if, well, in the eyes of everybody else, it's not true because I'm still married. You were there. You saw me take my vows. And then if they're like, well, you're divorced. I said, but that wasn't where I got married. That has no bearing on my marriage. If you contracted contracted I'm trying to think of something, someone to build your house in America, can someone over in Zimbabwe break that contract and say, sorry, it's invalid? They can't. They have no power over your legally binding contract. It's the same with marriage. Speak it as it is. I'm Dr. Christine Bacon. Thanks for watching this Bacon Bit. And as always, remember to live your life sunny side up.